Hi everyone, Mike Moo here. So last time I did a little video about the REI sale. There were a number of you interested, so I thought I'd do another one. There is a new sale going on right now, and if you will, please, if you can, please use my link. It's go.mikemoo.com/REI sleep out. I'll have a QR code here on the screen in case you're going to be shopping on your phone. So this is a special sale that actually just started today, which is September 13th. And it is a tent, sleeping bag, and sleeping pad deal. So there's still time left. I know the summer's over and the kids are back in school, but fall camping might be something that you might be looking forward to because, hey, it's going to be a lot cooler. And over here, at least in California, it's been super hot. So there are actually 94 deals left. Now, as with all these sales, it's always first come, first serve, and the most popular ones often sell out. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort these off by percentage off because I think usually you find some of the best deals when you get the highest percentage off. So you could easily do that. And I think that if you just want to scroll through basically one or two pages, switch to view to 90. Okay, so here, starting out here. Looks like we have a knapsack. It's just basically you it's an all-in-one sleeping bag. That's a great deal at 75% off. I think that it's a little bit warm right now, at least here in California, but you know what? This is for 40-degree weather, so it's actually 3 seasons of camping, 4 seasons of coziness around the house. So they really designed this for you to wear around the house. And that might not be a bad idea, particularly if your heating and cooling is really expensive. For $40 versus $160, this might seem like a no-brainer. I think that if you get the ones, they used to sell these ones over at Costco that were about roughly about the same price, I'd say. And they are definitely not as rugged. I wonder how comfortable these are. There's many different sizes available, but it looks like it's great if you just want to lounge around, at least at home when it's super cold, outside or inside. $40, not bad. I'd estimate that if there was something equivalent to this over at, I like to refer to Costco a lot. We're looking at $60. Okay, so it looks like a lot of REI stuff is going to be on the top end of the discounts and the deals. And as you can see right here, we have a couple of footprints here. Rapid umbrella, $30. This seems to be only an okay deal, but you know what? I haven't tried this umbrella, and this is the type where it looks like it's got a really sturdy shaft that goes right into the sand pretty well. So it might be something to worthwhile. Note that it is 8 pounds, so this is a relatively rugged one. This is not a typical $30 type umbrella you get at a department store, for instance. Okay, so we're going to skip part of these footprints. I think they're really useful and very, very helpful in protecting your tent and also keeping water from, seeping into your tent if you do tend to camp in an area that has a lot of rainfall. We don't, so I don't worry too much about that. We usually just end up using tarps, but this is perfect because if you want to travel a little bit lighter, you want something completely form-fitted for your tent, now is the best price at 70%, typically, before it ends up on REI outlet or used, but still at 70% off, that's really high. That's a really good deal. Blockhouse Privacy Shelter is good for outdoor changing and also for using the bathroom. If you want to set up a little outhouse around your tent and you want a little porta potty in there, this is probably going to be pretty good. I don't think it's going to be as sturdy enough for showers, but you know what? Looks like it might be. See, you got a little shower option up available here. Unfortunately, at $30, see this? It's sold out. So yeah, that went pretty quick. And at normal price of $100, it's easy to see why. Disco bed, sleeping pad, large, $35. That looks pretty good. I have one of these disco beds. This whole setup here. It's very heavy, very hefty, and it does a good job. However, the comfort of this, and when you're sleeping on it in the winter, you're going to want a sleeping pad. Makes sense to get one that is made specifically for it. You don't have to. At $35, it's about the same price as something you get for it. And this looks like it looks pretty comfortable, especially for people who are side sleepers. And obviously, it's made specifically to work with your disco bed. Okay. Oh, only requires 10 to 15 breaths. Not bad. Obviously, you don't have to use this with your disco bed. You can use this outdoors. Now, this is cheap. I see a lot of these things returned, though, at REI. And when they are returned, they actually never get this cheap. They're usually about $60. I haven't used this particular one before, and I also don't do any tailgating because I don't actually go sports. But, there are some good scenarios you can use them at. Just that this is something that I probably wouldn't be using a whole lot of. But seeing this, it looks like it could be pretty fun, particularly for tailgating, or if you could just pull your car right up to certain spots. Unfortunately, a lot of the camping areas that I have been to, you have a separate parking area, and then you have a whole separate camping area. So, setting it up over there in the parking lot isn't going to really do a whole lot. But I can see how that's useful at $35. That's not bad. Big Angus sleeping bag. Great deal at 70% off. 2+ person tent. Bipolar. $75. Man, that's a good deal. You know why? Because it's ugly. That's why. I think it's a special branded version that is definitely going to catch your eye. So Cyclops eye-shaped windows. That's why it's on sale. So if you don't mind the ugliness of this, you can save yourself a lot of money. That's pretty ugly. But good news is that you can get the same exact one in this brownish color over here for $75 too. Hopefully that one's not sold out if you're looking into it. 2+ person tent, basically, or 3 smaller adults, or if you're small, that works out. Haven't seen anybody use one of these here in California, but at 70% off, that's a really good deal. Modular tent, that's interesting. I don't even know how to pronounce this brand. Kawo Beluga modular tent. I like the idea of modularity because it allows you to use it in multiple different ways, and it's probably a good idea to take a look at the video to see what's going on. I'm not going to play it back here too much with the sound because of copyright reasons. But the thing with modular tents, though, even though it's modular, if you bring the whole kit with you, it tends to be heavier overall than something that is equivalent that is not modular, unless you use all the modules. Even then, it tends to be a little bit heavier. So this is not bad, though. Package weight, 6 pounds, 11 ounces, 3 season. Oh, it's for 2 people. And the floor square footage is... You know what? I don't see the square footage on here, but floor dimensions, here you go. So you can do the square footage by doing the math there, figuring out something like this will work for you. And it's an okay waterproof one. All right. There are 0 reviews. So I don't know. It could be a little bit risky to try it out if you don't want to have to deal with returns. Luckily for you, as an REI, I think as an REI member, you can return it within a year of your purchase. So that's one of the awesome things about REI, in case you didn't know. And it could be for any reason. Any reason you just simply don't, you just simply don't like it. They have a 100% satisfaction guarantee, in case you didn't know. Is why I'm a big fan of REI, and also why I agreed to sign up to be, I applied to sign up to be an affiliate, of which, my link is an affiliate link. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it definitely helps me and encourages me to make more videos like this. All right, UST. I've seen this brand around a lot. Have only tried some of their camping gear, never tried any of their camping tents. So I'm afraid I can't provide a whole lot of other feedback for you other than that 60% off. That looks like a pretty good deal. Fun colors. Fun name. Probably a pretty fun company to work for. X-Bed footprints. 25 double sleeping bag. It's great if you're always out as a couple. And the REI brand typically pretty decent for the price. That was a 1-person tent for half off. It looks like it's a freestanding one. I'm going to go on a bike/camping trip, and I am definitely looking for something to use that is going to be relatively small and relatively lightweight, but dependable. Trying to find that right balance is a little bit difficult, particularly if there's so many options out there, and you really don't know until you try one of these to know whether or not it's going to work out for you. That's part of the problem with these. And what's great is in a lot of REIs, if you talk to one of their salespeople, I don't know what they call them. Maybe they don't call them salespeople there. They're extremely, extremely helpful most times to help you figure out, at least the ones in their department, to help you figure it out and try things out and really get a feel for if something like that's going to work for you. They also give really great advice too. Camp Dreamer XL self-inflating deluxe bed. This is very comfortable, and I have one. And it's pretty much for car camping. Let me see. Is it the same one? Yeah, it looks like the same one. It's a self-inflating camp mattress. And it's 4 inches of air and engineered foam. Okay, so it doesn't pack down super small. See, pack size 11 by 30 inches. So it's not something you're typically taking out for backpacking, but has a super high insulation value of 6.6, and I can attest to the comfortness of this. It's really good. I keep it mostly inflated though, so I don't have too much experience deflating it, but I imagine it's not going to be as simple as sticking out a little foam pad, which is what I typically like to do when I'm light backpacking/camping. And they have a double version, okay, for 2 people. At 40% off, that's pretty good. I don't think I've ever seen it cheaper than that, unless you look at the REI used garage sale section. This is cheaper than the sale that we recently had, the Thule Tepui Explorer Altana 3 tent at 33% off. That's a tremendous deal. Now, first I got to warn you, I've actually seen this in person, and it is a beast. Like, it's heavy. You're going to need help in at least putting it up, taking down on your car. Okay. There's a lot of components to it. You don't have to set them up all, whenever. Okay. It's a bit much to set everything, all of this stuff up. It feels like it's a bit much to set up. But I mean, look at it. You have your own screen area here with a ladder that goes up, and you can sleep up to 3 people. Honestly, I looked inside and I feel like for 2 people, it's more comfortable. 3 people, it feels like it's a little tight. You are definitely sleeping. I mean, you're not rolling around in there with 3 people. So it's smaller inside than I thought it would be, especially designed for 3 people. So I would probably say 2.5. Parents, 1 kid is okay. Otherwise, just keep it with 2 people. But this is as cheap as I've ever seen it. All right, and I think even at the garage sale section that I checked out maybe 2 months ago, they had this on display, and they were saying it was like $1,700, and that's for a used one. This is a good price for something that is new. Definitely choose to pick up in store, because this package is going to be large, and that's why you have a $160 oversized shipping fee. Yeah, good thing it's free to pick up. I definitely encourage you to look at, watch a lot of videos before you settle on one of these tents that go on top of your car. Sounds like a good idea in a lot of cases, but, it's not for everyone. Emergency bivvy. Always good to have in your emergency kit. It looks like this is really tiny as well. 30% off. Haven't tried any of these other sleeping bags. I suggest you all go in REI and try them out. And of course, these deals are available within REI. Okay, but good news is that you can purchase it before they sell out, like online for pickup or whatever, or shipping, and then you don't have to worry that they're going to be sold out by the time you get to the store, because you can do in-store pickup, which is advised for a lot of these items, because if you don't like it, you can actually ask to set it up in the store and try them out. And if you don't like it, you're right there and you can just return it. You don't have to worry about it making another trip coming back out, for instance. That's definitely advised. Empire, this is a really expensive sleeping pad. $200. Never tried it before. It's probably a 4-incher. Yep. Ooh, R value of 9.5. That explains why. So you're in extreme cold condition. That's really high for a 4-inch one. If you remember, I was looking back at the DreamPad and the R value, I think, was a 6 point something. But, you know, the REI one's a lot cheaper. This one has a lot more insulation going on in here. Flash Air 10. I've seen these in the shop. Never tried one of these. Sometimes these are not freestanding. This one looks like it is not completely. These super light ones are designed to work with your hiking sticks and poles. So keep that in mind. So that's why, I mean, they're super lightweight. They're really expensive because probably the materials really just needs to hold things really well together. And there's not a whole lot of competition. Look at that. It weighs 1 pound and 4 ounces. That is super light. That's because they expect you to be carrying hiking poles and use those hiking poles as some of the structure, as you can see outside here, the way it's set up. I can't tell you how many returns I've seen in the return section garage sale where people thought these were freestanding tents. And yeah, so they're not freestanding. You definitely need to bring your hiking poles, but it's for super lightweight. I mean, it's a pound. But it's expensive. So hopefully you know what you're getting into. Don't just pick it up and go, wow, these are super lightweight, and then realize that you can't set this up very well in certain campsites and that you need other additional things. This popular bundle is still back, and it's great because it's got the sleeping bag and a sleeping pad and a tent. And the whole quality, I looked at it in person, seems pretty darn good. So for $250, you save 30%. I think this is just slightly cheaper than last time. Just a little bit. I think it was like $250. Could be wrong, though. I see their quarter domes are back. These are very good tents for most people. Okay, these are all 3-season tents. And looks like you got the tent and the footprint is also on sale as well. That's good. This is a pretty hefty tent by Marmot. I see a lot of returns on these. Don't know why. They're pretty hefty. REI Co-op and West Elm Outward Day Shelter. This is cool. Basically just a tarp and poles and a little bit of design. That's the whole West Elm section here. Honestly, if you don't care for the design, I mean visually the design, just get the regular version. Just get the Outward Day Shelter. It would be a lot cheaper. But you won't have the nice print. That's the only thing that I can see here with the West Elm. Haven't tried any of these other ones. If you tend to roll around or if you have really small space around, these things here that have the air rail on the side basically reminds me of how when you're sleeping with a toddler on the ground camping or just basically on a bed, you don't want them to roll out of bed. This is what this is. It kind of keeps you in your own space, which is good. Keep you from rolling off your pad. That's it. That's exactly it. So that's pretty helpful. I don't know why more sleeping pads don't have that built in. Maybe there's not a lot of people that roll around like I do. I sometimes roll around. $300 for this thing. Oh, it's a Hammock. Hammock makes awesome hammocks, and this is a hybrid tent / hammock tent. That's why. See that? You can just sleep in the air as long as you're willing to set that up. Honestly, this looks quite complicated to set up. I really don't know. This probably isn't for me, but see, this is the perfect use case scenario right here. Right here, you go fishing with someone who let's say your significant other doesn't like fishing, and you just want to chill and read a book and hang out with them anyway. This might be the one for you. But $300, man. Wow. They must have thought of everything on this thing. It says you can set it up from ground. Oh, okay. You can change from a ground tent to hammock in less than 60 seconds. Okay. I guess that's kind of cool. Still very, very pricey for something, but for something that, well, I suppose you get a separate tent and then you get the hammock. No, it'll still be cheaper. This is if you only want the one thing, and then you want to be able to have the flexibility of two. Ooh, the ruggedized Altana 310. Maybe this is the one that I saw. This is really heavy, very heavy duty. And there is a difference. The fabrics are really, really thick. So this is, I believe it when they say ruggedized. It's heavy. Okay, I'll just say that again. All the different pieces on here, and it's 29% off versus 30% off. So that's a little bit different. 10 poles for the tarp. That's one thing's over here. I saw someone using this at a beach, and it looked really nice. It had a lot of good coverage and area. You have a lot of shade with this. Unfortunately, you do have to set up the guidelines and all that. I didn't watch the people setting it up, but it looked very good for the beach and comfortable, and it seemed to handle the wind pretty well. So Niso, I think they know their stuff pretty well. You hate mosquitoes, get one of these. I haven't tried the Sea to Summit one, but I do know the brand, and they do a design. Their stuff is really good. $32. That's probably how much I would pay for it. $45 seems a little steep, though. Ooh, Zempire. We were just talking about, I was just talking about the Zempire tents a little bit earlier. Don't have too much experience with it, but it looks like they have this modularity thing where you can connect multiple ones between the different tents, and that definitely gives it a little bit of a special feature here. Excuse me, I am just getting a ton of notifications. I need to turn this off right now. We have a Coleman one-source multi-speed fan and rechargeable battery. $70, that's quite pricey unless you're really into the one-source Coleman one-source thing. So, yeah, even at 25% off, it feels like it's kind of expensive. Just get a USB fan. Emergency bivvy. This is probably if you're way out there in the wilderness, it makes sense. Super lightweight. Otherwise, too pricey for most people. Here we go, double set. This is what couples need here if you got mosquitoes. See the Summit gear, 25% off. Not bad. I like their stuff. They tend to be more expensive, but maybe it'd be worth the price for you. 25% off seems like a pretty good starting point. These tents here, the MSR ones, they're really heavy duty. This is probably a 4-season tent. That's why $500 or $600. They also tend to be more heavy. Yep, strong 4-season for mountaineers. If you're a mountaineer person, you probably already know that. But in case us normal people are looking at this and wondering why this tent is so expensive, it's because it's super rugged. It's made for all 4 seasons. You know, the rain and snow is not going to get in there. That's typically why they're so expensive. Whereas some of these other ones, for instance, these are regular, typical 3-season tents. Some of them are convertible to 4 seasons, but something like this is going to give you a lot more comfort because of the mesh keeps circulation going. And this one is a 6-person tent, and it's also really high, really tall. So 3-season tent, very large, very spacious. Haven't seen these in person set up though. Here's the Marmot Thor, also 4-season tent. If you're out camping out in the snow, that is not something we do much here in California anyway. Aerobase Zempire, 3 shelter with 1 wall. Wow. Looks like Zempire makes some pretty heavy duty, higher end stuff. That's why the price is so high. I love Nemo. This is a wagon top 4 tent. What is that? I see. You can stand inside. It's got an extra large vegetable, huge windows, easy setup, single pole structure. Oh, it's a single wall design. I love Nemo products. They're pretty awesome. Very premium. Typically very well engineered. Now, with that said, that is very pricey. Wagon top 4 tent luxury camping embodied. Unique pole structure provides generous interior space room to stand up. Single pole. Oh, no. Here we go. Single wall and 2 poles. That's amazing. It is 20 pounds, though. So this is really for people who are, I guess these people must be overlanding. They must have a car pretty close by because that is expensive. I mean, that is heavy. Yeah, definitely for luxury camping for sure. Freestanding, though, and 20% off. Here's the trick of Nemo. Little trick. Go to Nemo, Nemo.com. Oh, Nemo Equipment, sorry. Go to NemoEquipment.com. Some of their stuff shows up at, go to shop, click on shop, and go to gear outlet. They sell a lot of brand new stuff right here for a cheaper price. I haven't seen any of their tents on here this past season, but I only just recently discovered it. This here, the Stargaze, is a great camping chair that allows you to just lay back. It's kind of like a half type of hammock. And $125 versus I think retail is $200 some odd dollars. So if you like Nemo gear, check that out. Wow, this is an 8-person. This thing must be huge. 20% off for this higher end stuff. And Defender, here we go. This is a price that I'm more comfortable with. $10, but look at the reviews. Some people say it poorly made. Okay, skip it. I like the price, but if it's going to be poorly made and let mosquitoes come in, then forget about it. That's probably why it's only $10. Sometimes, a lot of times, you get what you pay for. All right, those are some thoughts on the tent, sleeping bag, and sleeping pad deals. I would start off with the percentage off. I think this could make a nice gift for people who are out that have all 4 seasons, especially if you want to sit outside and have sit around a campfire outside and have a little barbecue for $40. That's not bad. Might have to jump in on this one. I might try this one too, the disco bed, only because I have a disco bed. And if this is a nice sleeping pad, as it looks like it's going to be, it's very cushy and it's very lightweight too. 1 pound, 6.4 ounces. It's 2.5 inches. It might be just the right one. If you try to get something that is really tall or high with some of these, I find that I end up rolling off of them. You get too close to the edge and you just roll right off. Okay, that's the problem with some of these sleeping pads, especially the ones that inflate like this. You don't have that problem with the foam pad ones, and you don't necessarily have the problem. See this self-inflating one? This one has some foam in there, so I don't have the problem rolling off, even though it's 4 inches tall. I have less of a problem, and also this is less noisy too, because it's got this type of surface that is not like. I don't know if you guys have been on sleeping pads that are loud. This is not one of them. This is another reason why I do like the Camp Dreamer. So maybe I might look into getting one of these. Maybe the double one because I have the single one already, or just get another one so that my wife can use one too, or I could use one. Basically, so we each have one of these most comfortable ones. Another thing, looking at all these deals, I'd probably say the quarter dome sets are pretty good. Quarter dome or the half dome at 30% off. That's pretty good. This is a pretty good deal here too. I'd go with that. Rest of this stuff. Oh, okay. If you need Mosquito Net, I'd probably get that. Rumple's a great brand. This is very expensive. I'm sure you get what you pay for. 25% off. Seems only like an okay deal. So I think that's what I get out of this whole thing. Oh, and maybe check out the 1-person tent, 1 or 2 people tent right here, 70% off, 2+ person tent. You get the regular one, not the ugly one. I think those are the best deals out of this whole thing. All right, apparently there's more deals actually. I thought it was just the 93, but there's actually camp furniture deals too. So there's a whole separate link for that. I couldn't find any other way to find it other than, going through and Going through the sales flyer, it doesn't link to the same one. So this is camp furniture. Link up top, go.mikemoo.com/REI sit out. Also have QR code over here on your right side. My left, your right. So these are the deals. There's 44 of them. And as you can see, just once again, I'm going to start out with the percentage off because I think you can find some of the best deals here. A spike table. Well, Empire makes some pretty expensive stuff. And at $109, I'm going to say no. But this might make sense if you are on a beach setting or if you have any dirt on the ground. This is something that I'm actually thinking about trying out because you don't have to do any setup whatsoever. You just take it, stick it in the ground. So, yeah, I think I'm willing to try this out. And this would be my first Zempire product. It's got a bamboo tabletop, which I like, and it's got wine glass holders and a built-in bottle opener. Very cool. Okay, $32, something I might try out. Hammock for two for $30.93. Not bad, saving 70% off. Man, this is even cheaper than last time I bought it. So looks like I'm going to have to get this now and return my other set. This I got for $20 at the most recent sale. So I set this up actually to use as a clothing line right now, just over at the house in the backyard, because it's just more ecologically friendly to dry your clothes outside than in a dryer. So, and also saves a lot of money. Levitate sleeping platform for $74. Not bad. I don't know why this is so pricey. It is basically a cot. I haven't tried this yet, so it's tough for me to tell you exactly why it was $250. I'm sure there's a good reason for it. I just don't know what it is. Okay. Next up, we have a nice hammock for $26.93. This is the type that I think we use indoors, but I think it looks like it's the type that you use indoors because it's very colorful. It's not the type that you go and take when you're traveling. But at 2 pounds, 4 ounces, that's not bad. But I think what it is that the folded dimensions are kind of, are kind of a bit much. Let me pause this recording. So back to this this hammock. It's more for use in the home, but you'd use it outdoors. It looks really nice. I like that it is has all these different colors. So this looks like a really fun set versus the type that you use when you go out backpacking. So I only have backpacking hammocks. This might be something to try out, especially since it used to be $90. So I expect really high quality stuff in this. So I think I'm going to put this along with this. So I'm going to, hopefully this doesn't sell out soon. And it's a double, so you can fit 2 people in here. Wow, really fun colors. I think I'd rather just stick with the regular blue. I would just add to cart and continue shopping. Okay, so this turns out to be a really solid set. So much that I will get 2 sets. Rocco Lounger V2 chair. This also looks like a really solid chair. It's also by Zempire. What is going on with Zempire these days? What's with the big sales? Maybe because they found out their pricing is way too much. $160 is very pricey. It probably is because it's somewhat designer. It looks somewhat more designer. It's not like your typical type of bag. Not your typical type of chair. I was just looking at this bag thinking, that's a pretty nice bag for a chair, but $160, I guess that's what you can expect. Camp Chef, $109. This was the same price as last time. My brother has one of these. Not exactly the brand. It almost looks exactly like this. He loves it. Of course, he goes out car camping all the time, and this is just much better than paying for the wood. And some places they don't even allow you to do wood anymore because of all the fire danger. Helen Knox toasted quilt, $65. Save 50% off. Not my style. I feel like it's kind of ugly. Oh my God. Hey, more power to you. It definitely stands out. Okay, so I know people who would like this, where it makes sense. $65 though. You only got one review. I wonder if they're just saying that they think it's ugly. Actually, no one said anything. So we really don't know. Luckily, there's two to choose from. You can do the more traditional black one, or just get the one that really stands out, so you stand out like a sore thumb. Grand Rapids chair, $40. Looks really compact. It probably handles a lot of weight. That's probably why it's expensive. Because you definitely don't, see, it's powder-coated steel frame, 300 pounds. This is why it's more expensive than your typical chair, because this will handle really big people. Well, not really big, but, up to 300 pounds. Low rocker chair. Always wanted a rocking chair. $80. Here's the thing. I think Costco has one that looks, well, at least it rocks. I think they sell it for $50. So, again, I'm comparing to Costco. Sorry about that, REI. Of course, the name brand is definitely not the same, and maybe this is built a little bit better, but, $50 versus $80, even though that's on sale. Tree bed hammock, $43. Doesn't look any particularly special. It's bipolar, though. Once again, we have the West Elm thing. $88.93 brings it down in line with something that is just the outward table, not necessarily a West Elm version. A West Elm version, I think they just added to the color. It's a nice color, I must say. And I've seen this table in person. Very nice. If you like it in blue, I think it's worth the price, the $88.93, and it's pretty sturdily built. These, I will warn you, were not meant to be out permanently in the sun. How do I know? I've had one permanently out in the sun. And there are these strings in here that hold it together. Those will eventually rot out or lose the elasticity. So when that happens, you might need to go ahead and put together a new set. Now, we just tied it up to use. So it's not to be used permanently outdoors the way I tried doing it. This looks like a really fun chair. I thought it was too expensive, $90. $53 could be something definitely worth checking out. Looks very comfortable. Didn't actually try it. King Kong chair. These chairs are all very nice, I'm sure. I have one of these. It's built super well. Surprisingly left out in the sun, even though it's faded a little bit. And I mean, this whole section here, this type of stuff doesn't do well in UV for a really long time. But surprisingly, this has outlasted everything else that was like this, also left out in the sun. And it's very, very sturdy. I'll tell you that. Let's see. It doesn't have a weight limitation on here, but let me tell you, it's very, very sturdy. Did I already say that? It's very, very sturdy. But I didn't pay $121, that's for sure. It was pricey, but it was cheaper back then. Another rocking chair, $160. $131 for that. Anti-gravity chair, these are really fun. There are many ones, many copies now. I remember when these first came out, I think it was, they first became stateside and popular in the stateside in the 90s. I used to work at a place called Brookstone in college. And they were awesome. I loved it. I think I bought one and I brought it back for my dad. He really enjoyed it for a while. These do eventually wear out, and it's nice that they're now more reasonably priced. I think they were $200 to $300 back then, and they were quite special, very comfortable, and they do feel like zero gravity when you lay on them. $95 could be okay. You can get a cheap copycat for cheaper than that, though, but not by Alpine Mountain Gear. Good chair, kind of pricey, supports the parks. Can't say too much about these other chairs. These type of chairs are really designed to be very easy setup. Okay, you take them out, you pop them open in 1 to 2 seconds, and that's pretty much it. So other than the weight limitations and, the size, I think these are the type of things where you want to go to a store, sit down and try it. And because I have not tried all of these other ones, I can't comment too much about it other than that they seem to be all very similar. And in the summer, you definitely want the ones with a mesh. Cools you off. Nice breeze. Is amazing. I've tried this one. This one's good. I like that. Pretty comfortable. You sit pretty low, though. Complete hammock system for 2 people, $45. Not bad. Definitely more name brand. Dash chair, low love seat. Wow, these are for the big heavy duty camping people. I just sold my Ignic propane tank to someone and asked them what they were going to do with it. I'm just curious. And they told me to camp every weekend. That was pretty awesome. I'm really glad that my propane tank went to good use to someone else. Okay, here. Remember earlier I talked about the Nemo Stargaze recliner? And if you go to nemoequipment.com, shop the warehouse, you can get one for $125. Of course, it has a design that only few people like. That's probably why it's discontinued or discounted. It's a special edition. I like it just fine. I like it much better at $125. Reclining camp chair. These are surprisingly comfortable. Both of these are pretty comfortable. This one, I really can lay down, and if you put your feet up on top of some other chair or something, it's very comfortable. It's like you're suspended in a hammock. Not for everyone, though. I can see why some people might complain about the bottom leg portion, but basically you just need a nice foot cushion or footstool to put your feet up, and they're extra comfortable. I love these Helen chairs. This is called a sunset chair, but I like these. It's good design, $120. I didn't like it at $170, but $120 is a lot better. Still too pricey for me, because at around the same price you get the Recliner luxury chair. Beach chair, $30. That's really good. This is by Niso, though, not Nemo, not to be confused. Niso primarily does a lot of these beach type of things, and I do see people use them, and they seem to love them a lot. Be careful about the size that you're getting, though. Make sure you know what you're getting in terms of the size-wise. These are copied multiple times. Haven't tried the Crazy Creek one. Single recycled hammock for $52. Again, hammock. I haven't tried the Hammock hammocks, but that's what they're known for. This frame, though, looks really good for people who love hammocks. I think that at my next trip out, I'm going to have to set up the hammock again because I definitely do miss that. Oh, we're back here at the furniture deals. Tree mount, tree and pole hammock suspension set. $10. Nice. Not the best system, though, but for $10 could be something to look at. All right, so that's it for the furniture deals. I think that covers everything except for one more thing. I think there are some shoes. I can't talk too much about the shoes. There are only a few shoes, that I wear and I try, and I really prefer the comfort. And I know when they're good shoes, and I have not tried this brand of shoes. So I'll have a link up here. You can check them out. And what is great, though, I will say about REI, if you've ever been to one of their garage sales, it used to be called garage sale. Now it is, it used to be like a once-a-year event, and now they are in every single REI. You can go to any REI and ask them inside where the garage sale section is or where the used return section is. You can go there, you can check it out. You'll see they have a ton of shoes. Why? Because you buy shoes, you don't know if they're going to work out well for you, and they have that guarantee, 100% satisfaction guarantee. If you are not happy with the product that you purchased from REI, okay, excluding certain things, okay, such as, for instance, if you buy a garage sale as is section, there are absolutely no returns because that's it. It's been returned. You're getting a super discounted price. You buy it. That's it. They can't have them back. Okay. But other than that, almost everything is 100% guaranteed and returnable. So A lot of people try these shoes. Turns out they don't work well for them. They return it. So REI is probably the best place to try and buy shoes just because of that. All right. Very few places stand up to that. And REI is definitely one of them that I can recommend for trying shoes. So I have a link for that sale up above. Again, I don't have too other commentary on that until one day if I do try out one of the pair of shoes. Okay, that's it for this video. Please do a like, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Please use my links.